The topic for the present video is nitrosamine impurity formation reasons. In this video, we are going to see what are the possible reasons, mechanisms due to which the nitrosamines and the nitrosamine drug substance related impurities are formed. The nitrosamine drug substance related impurities are also called as NDSRIs. I welcome all of you to the video, and I hope after watching this video you will be able to answer the questions like what are the reasons, what are the possible mechanisms due to which the nitrosamine impurities are formed. Let's start with the stability related reasons. There are multiple reasons for nitrosamine impurity formation, which starts from the raw materials, processing conditions, stability, and the API sensitivity for nitrosamine impurity formation. I have included the maximum possible reasons for nitrosamine impurity formation. Out of that, the first one I have enlisted here is stability related. See, as the formulation contains API and the excipients, so always we know that we perform the impurity testing for drug substance, but in the formulation, excipients also get degraded. And as the excipient degradation is not tested in the formulation, we are least concerned about the excipient degradation. If the excipients are preservatives, if the excipient's role is antioxidant, and if it supports the stability of the drug, that time in some of the formulations, the excipient degradation is tested. The excipient degradation is one of the possible reason for impurity formation, and that impurity may lead to formation of the nitrosamine impurities, or these degraded impurities or degradation products may favor the formation of nitrosamine impurities. By creating the favorable environment for nitrosamine formation, like generation of nitrosiding agents, degradation of antioxidant, degradation of stabilizer, these things may happen, and because of these things, the API may get degraded and impurities may get formed. These impurities may be nitrosamine impurities or NDSRIs. If you are using an antioxidant in the formulation which protects the API from degradation or which protects the formulation for nitrosamine generation, and if that excipient get degraded, that time the formulation may contain impurities. If any excipient is used as stabilizer and if it get degraded, then the formulation will have less stabilizing effect, and because of that impurities may get formed. Then degradation of the drug substances. The degradation of API may lead to formation of impurities, nitrosamine impurities, and nitrosamine drug substance related impurities. Degradation of amine group containing drugs may lead to formation of nitrosamine impurities, because the API which contain nitrosamine, these are more sensitive for nitrosamine impurity formation. Improper storage of susceptible drugs. If you know that the drug is susceptible to oxidation, susceptible to moisture, that is hygroscopic, or susceptible to light or temperature, and if the storage is improper, that time that condition may lead to degradation and impurity formation. Another reason is storage and packaging related. Improper storage and packaging of in-process, semi-finished and the finished product may lead to impurity formation. Improper hold time periods and improper storage condition of the hold materials may lead to formation of the impurities. including the nitrosamines. Packaging system and storage related problems may be there, like storage at the high temperature, humidity conditions, exposure to light or exposure to oxygen may lead to impurity formation. Oxidation of the APIs may lead to impurity formation, including the nitrosamines. Then the excipient related. Many of the time the excipients are found to be culprit for nitrosamine generation. The main reasons are like incompatibility of the API with the excipient, or incompatibilities of the drug and drug if these are combination products. Then acidic or basic nature of the excipient, if the materials used in the formulation are too acidic or too basic, may lead to impurity generation. Excipient containing nitrite and other impurities or nitro impurities or nitrate impurities may increase the chance of nitrosamine formation because these are the nitrosetting agents. Nowadays, the excipients with low nitrite impurities are also available, and these excipients can be used into the formulations containing the nitrosamine sensitive APIs. Instability or degradation of the excipient may lead to impurity generation. Improper selection, improper level, or improper concentration of the excipient may also lead to nitrosamine impurity formation. If the excipient like diluents are used in higher concentration, like microcrystalline cellulose, which contain the nitrite impurities, may lead to nitrosamine formation. Composition of the formulation. If the drug is sensitive to some conditions like oxidation or sensitive to acidic environment, that time the formulation composition should contain the basifier or antioxidant. Contaminated excipients with nitrosamines or nitrite impurities may be the reason for nitrosamine formation. Not using the stabilizer in the formulation like antioxidant or basic pH agent. So one of the remedy for preventing the nitrosamine formation is stabilize the formulation with antioxidant or basify the formulation, because acidic condition may lead to formation of nitrosamines. Interaction of excipient impurity with the API. So some of the excipients contain impurities like peroxides are present in the povidones, formaldehyde present in the starch. Those impurities may interact with the API and may lead to nitrosamine formation. Then raw materials and solvents. Reuse of the solvents or use of the recovered solvents, use of the contaminated raw materials, contaminated solvents, or inadequate purification may lead to nitrosamine formation. Recycled or reused materials may contain some impurities like nitrosamine impurities or nitrite impurities, which act as nitrosetting agents, and these lead to formation of nitrosamines. APIs with impurity level which may increase the nitrosamine or NDSRI impurity. This is very interesting to know that some of the APIs contain those impurities which are must for nitrosamine formation, and if you remove those impurities from your API, then nitrosamine will not get generated. These are called as the threshold levels of these impurities. Some of the APIs like metformin contain those impurities which are process related impurities, which if present above certain level may lead to formation of the nitrosamines. So these impurities are required to be understood, studied, and then these are required to be controlled. The use of recovered solvents or the reuse of solvents may lead to nitrosamine formation. Contaminated raw materials, contaminated solvents, or inadequate purification may lead to nitrosamine formation. These are nitrosetting agents which are present in the solvents like impurities, and these may be responsible for nitrosamine formation. Recycled or reused materials may contain nitrosamine nitrite impurities, and these act as nitrosetting agents. APIs with impurity level which may increase the nitrosamine or NDSRI impurity formation. Some of the APIs may contain some impurities which may be process impurity or degradant impurity of the API, and if that impurity is present above some threshold level, that impurity may be responsible for formation of the nitrosamine. Another reason is process parameters may also lead to nitrosamine formations. In the literature, it is found that processing parameters for API synthesis and also for formulation may lead to nitrosamine generation. High temperature processing may lead to nitrosamine formation compared to the processing steps at lower temperatures. Then pH, too acidic pH or high acidic pH or too basic pH may lead to impurity generation along with the nitrosamine impurities. So these parameters are required to be controlled and studied for the impurity formation. Intrinsic property of API. Some APIs are sensitive for the nitrosamine impurity formation. There are some examples like sitagliptin, linagliptin, metformin, valsartan, ranitidine, and some others. So in those APIs, there are higher chances of formation of the nitrosamine impurities. These drug substances may be called as drugs sensitive for nitrosamine formation, and the reason behind their sensitivity is API with the amine functional group. Basically, the primary secondary amine group is present as a functional group in the chemical structure of the API, and these amine groups may react with the nitrosetting agents and form the nitrosamine impurities. These drugs may also form the NDSRI impurities. So the intrinsic property of the API related to amine group presence is the reason for nitrosamine impurity formation. So this is regarding the possible ways for impurity formation. I hope you might get known to the possible reasons why the nitrosamine impurities are formed. Thank you for watching the video. Please do like, share and subscribe to Pharma Learning in Depth channel. Thank you.